I am Austin Dorenzo, and this is the Student News Network. Breaking news this morning: people are not encrypting their data. It is an epidemic that is sweeping the nation. By not encrypting their data, all of people's data is out there for the world to see. As seen in the recent iCloud hack, information is not as secure as we think it is. Our reporter took to the streets, so to speak, to see what the general population thought about data encryption.
Austin, do you encrypt your data on your computer?
Sorry?
Do you encrypt data on your computer?
No, I do not.
And why is that?
Well, mostly because that's not my major and I'm not really certain how to do that.
Okay. And do you think encrypting is important though?
It can be, especially if like your computer doesn't do what you want to do and you need it to like do a certain function, then at that point you might need to put in something to say, hey, I need this to work.
Do you guys encrypt your data on your computers?
I do not, because I honestly don't know what that is. So
Pretty much the same.
Okay, why? Oh, because you said you don't know what it is. Why do you think it's important? If you have a guess of what maybe it is.
You use a lot of secure information on the internet, so you want to keep that to yourself and not let everyone have access to it.
Same reason? Okay.
sounds right.
Well, there you have it. Back to you.
Thanks, Rabia. As you can see, people either don't know about encryption or they have a very limited understanding of what it means to encrypt your data. To help us out with this understanding, I've brought Daniel Ridge, a BCIS student here at UNT, to help us out with this concept. Good morning, Daniel.
Thank you, Austin. It's really great to be here. You know, I am an expert in cryptography, cryptozoology, cryptocurrencies. I've seen all the episodes of Tales of the Crypt. If there's any crypt involved, I'm your man.
What software is out there to help encrypt your data?
There are a number of applications that you could find out there that can help you in that regard in encryption. But the one I would recommend is OpenPGP, which is a little more streamlined, that may be more helpful and useful to the common consumer. It's an open source variant of the original PGP, which is known as Pretty Good Privacy.
Daniel, could you please explain to us how this program works?
This software uses a two-pronged approach to security, in which it uses both private or symmetric key and public key encryption or asymmetric key encryption. Private key encryption entails using the same key to encrypt the plain text into ciphertext and decrypt from the ciphertext into plain text. The plain text is the document in its unencrypted form, in its most readable and usable form, and ciphertext describes the file in its encrypted and scrambled form. Conversely, public key encryption entails the use of two keys that are related by one-way mathematical functions. By that I mean a key cannot both encrypt and decrypt a piece of information. One key, which is termed the public key, is circulated among all necessary recipients of the information. The private key is to be held privy only to the owner of the encryption.
What are the advantages and disadvantages of using this software?
Well, the main advantage of having encryption would be that you keep your information private. If someone were to steal your information, whether physically or through hacking, if they were to take encrypted data, they wouldn't be able to do anything with it because they would need your key to decrypt the information. I mean, they could attempt to brute force the information, but using currently existing software, that could take a period of hundreds, if not thousands of years. Well, there are two real disadvantages as far as I'm concerned when it comes to this use of this application. One is it's, quite frankly, slightly less convenient than to have to encrypt than not encrypting. Because often it takes something that normally would take us, I don't know, approximately 2 seconds to, find the save icon and click, versus finding a file, deciding how you will encrypt it, deciding, what to name the key of the application or the key for the file. Apart from that, it's also kind of a pain to remember which key encrypts which file. For instance, you wouldn't want to name the key Joe's super fun banking information key or Sally's happy photo encryption.
Can you expand on the use that this program has in a mobile setting?
Of course, I can talk about the mobile application of this. The good thing about this application that I suppose I didn't mention earlier is that it's fully compatible with your mobile device. And as we've seen by recent events, there's a sore need for this, for not only personal use, but often one receives a phone as part of a job, and in that instance it becomes paramount to ensure maximum security for a business operation, to protect trade secrets, memos.
Daniel, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Well, there you have it. That's what we have for you this evening on our breaking news segment about encrypting your data. Hopefully you can take away from this that your information is not as secure as you think it is. We hope that you've enjoyed our show this evening. Thank you very much. Have a good night.